Good morning, church. I hope you're doing well. I hope that you've had a great week this far. I hope you've been keeping up with our reading as we're looking at the beginning of the life of Jesus, as we've followed Mary hearing from an angel that she was going to have Jesus, and then Joseph, and then his birth. And today we are going to look at the visit of the wise men to baby Jesus. And so today we're going to look at Matthew chapter 2, the whole chapter of Matthew chapter 2. And where it starts out, it says Jesus had been born in Bethlehem, and King Herod got word that Jesus was born, and so he summoned these wise men to go and find Jesus. And he told them to bring Jesus to him so that he could also praise and worship the child. But we're going to find out later in this passage that was not exactly his intent. And so the wise men, they go out, they follow the star, and they find Jesus. But it says that when they left, and after they'd given the gifts, and after they had come and seen baby Jesus, they left, and an angel of the Lord appeared to them and told them not to go back to Herod, so they went elsewhere. And then as we pick up in verse 13, it says, when they had departed, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and told them to go to Egypt and to remain there, because Herod was searching for the child, baby Jesus, and he was searching to destroy him. And so it says he rose and he took his child and his mother by night to Egypt, and they remained there until the death of Herod. And so then we see Herod realizes that he's been tricked, that his plan didn't go how he wanted it to, and so he became furious, and so he sent and killed all of the male children in Bethlehem that were 2 years or younger. And this was actually prophesied in the book of Jeremiah. We see that here referenced in verse 18. It said, a voice was heard in Ramah, weeping and loud lamentation. Rachel weeping for her children. She refused to be comforted because they are no more. And this is just another time that we see just God's wisdom and God's knowledge, that Jeremiah, God had spoken this to him hundreds and hundreds of years before, and here we see it coming true. And then how this chapter closes is Herod had died, and an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in Egypt and told him to take Mary and to take Jesus into Israel, because Herod had died and they were no longer in danger. And he took them to Egypt, but then it said there was a new ruler there named Archelaus who was reigning over Judea in the place of Herod. And so they were afraid to go there, so they were warned in a dream, and they withdrew to Galilee. And it says he went and lived in a city called Nazareth, so that what was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled, that he would be called a Nazarene. And so here we just once again see God's plan of redemption start. We see it starting to be put into place, that Jesus has not only been born at this point, but God provided a way for Jesus to be protected, for Mary and Joseph to be protected and to be kept out of King Herod's hands, out of this other ruler's hands. And we just see God just providing protection so that his plan of Jesus living his perfect life, going to the cross, dying, and raising back from the dead, defeating sin and death, so that all that could take place. And as I read this, I'm just reminded that even from the beginning, that God had a plan, and God made it possible that that plan could happen. And that plan was to sacrifice Jesus to save you and me. And so I hope you've placed your faith in Jesus, in this one who's died for our sins, as we look at the beginning of his life and his birth. And so I hope you're able to read today Matthew chapter 2 as we close out this week, and hope you have a great weekend. Know that we love you, know that we're praying for you, and I look forward to seeing you Sunday morning.